Hey everyone, my name is Abby. I'm kind of new to YouTube, but I just kind of wanted to make this video to make everyone, or just kind of give my version of what happened with my miscarriage. Going through this, I got to watch a lot of videos on YouTube from other women that went through their miscarriage, and it really helped me with everything going on, and it just really helped me feel comforted with everything. But I'm going to try and not get emotional. I thought I was at a point where I could do it without crying, but as it is, I already feel like I'm going to cry. But anyways, just to recap a little bit, I found out that I was pregnant on September 19th. And I told my husband. We went and got balloons. I have two children, a little boy and a little girl, 5 and 2. And we went to Party City and got some balloons, pink and blue ones, and I tied the pregnancy test to it to surprise my husband. Anyways, and so that's what he came home to, and it was a nice surprise, and it was a really cool way of telling him, and he liked it, so it worked out good. But anyways, so basically I was pregnant then. I was really excited about it, and we were trying for about 2 months before this, because I had a miscarriage a year ago, and it was totally different than this one. But it was basically a chemical miscarriage, so it didn't play a role like this one did. Like this one was a lot harder and just totally different. But the doctor basically said that I would never be able to have children again, and he couldn't believe that I got pregnant with my first two. So like my little miracle babies. But anyways, so we talked about it ever since that happened a year ago, and so we've been trying for about 2 months, and voila, I was pregnant 2 months later, and so we were really excited about it, and everything seemed normal. I had all the pregnancy symptoms. I mean, you could go down the list. I had every single one of them. And so, I mean, and I was pregnant twice before and carried them all the way, so I knew what a pregnancy felt like. That was going right, and everything felt right. I mean, I was throwing up, I was having everything. But anyways, well, to fast forward a little bit, I was actually a week ago now. Well, to go in between that, and to not go to so recently, I twice after sex, I spotted a little bit, and this was whenever I was about 6 weeks and about 8 weeks, I think, if I can remember right. But it was just after sex, and I did that with my son in my later months, not early like this, but my later months, so I thought it was fine, you know, and which it was at that time, you know. But anyways, and then that was it. Still having all my symptoms, still everything, pregnant, my stomach growing, everything. And then last week, which I was 14 weeks pregnant, I used the bathroom and I had spotting, and it really freaked me out, and called my husband, like crying and stuff. And yeah, so I was really worried about it. It only lasted for an hour, and then it went away. So I thought everything was fine. But anyways, so I went to bed. I was talking to my sister about it on the phone, and I said, yeah, everything should be fine, because, I mean, it only lasted for an hour, and it was barely spotting, and it was brown, it wasn't pink. So, you know, I'm good. Anyways, I wake up the next day, and there was more spotting, and it only lasted for an hour again. And it was heavier though, and it looked pinker. And then anyways, I got in the shower, and I still wasn't that scared, but I was crying and scared, but I wasn't thinking miscarriage yet. Anyways, and so, I'm sorry if it's TMI, but, I mean, I am a girl, so, and I wanted to know what was going on. I basically put my finger to see if anything felt weird or anything, and, my finger came out with a clot on it and full of blood. And I just started bawling because I was like, oh my gosh, like something must be happening. Anyways, and so I told my husband, I called him, and I said, you know what, I think I need to make an appointment with our OB. So I called the OB, I said, hey, I'm bleeding, you know, can I get in right away? And she's like, okay, come in this afternoon because you're 14 weeks, we need to make sure everything's okay. And they basically, you know, sounded like it was no big deal, everything should be fine, don't worry about it. Anyway, so I get my husband on the phone so he can come and get off work and go with me to the appointment because I had a bad feeling about it. I'm busy right now, babe.
Are you okay?
Yeah. But anyways, I'm going to show him. I just don't like doing it in front of him. Anyways, so he got home about an hour later just so we could get to the appointment. And when he got home, I went and used the bathroom. And it was more blood. It was redder. It was more red. And right about then, I kind of knew. I was like, yeah, I think I'm miscarrying. I don't see how I could be bleeding this much and it'd be okay. So, but I still was trying to have hope. Everything just kept on racing through my head thinking, oh gosh, what if that's what it is, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I'm like shaking, crying the whole time trying to get ready for this stinking doctor's appointment that I just had a bad feeling about. Anyways, and so I got ready and got the kids ready, and Brad helped with that, and so we go to the doctor's appointment. And I remember, like, on the way up in the elevator, I told my husband, I said, this just for some reason feels like it's going to be the worst doctor's appointment in my life. And I didn't say a word. Like, my husband kept on trying to talk to me. I literally just sat there. I couldn't say a word. I was like freaking out inside, but didn't want to show it to him because he was kind of quiet too, and because I think he kind of had a bad feeling about it too, but he was hoping it wasn't. Anyways, I finally got back there. My doctor's awesome. I love her, and I hope if we get pregnant again, I will be going back to her. I can't wait. Yeah, so they asked me all the standard questions and said, well, you know, it doesn't sound like anything serious right now. You just have a little clotting or a little spotting and only one little clot, so I wouldn't really worry right now. So let's go get you in the ultrasound room and check. So they checked my cervix first, and she didn't tell me if it was open or anything. I don't know. She didn't say anything on that. It came out all bloody. That's all I know. And then they did the ultrasound machine, and she was just staring at it and staring at it and staring at it. And I just remember looking over at my husband, and I could tell in his face, like he knew something was wrong, and I knew something was wrong. And then after like a minute straight, after the doctor kept looking at it, and she finally looked up at me, and she's like, yeah, there's no heartbeat. And it seemed so mundane the way she said it, and I think she realized that she was kind of being insensitive, and she was like, and she kind of stepped back for a second, and she looked at me and looked at my husband, and she's like, I think she realized how serious and how much this meant for us, wanting this child. And she almost started crying in the room with us, and I could tell she really did care. She just didn't seem like it at first because she's so used to having so many different things happen in the doctor's office. But anyways, and so she said, well, let me just and she told us the information. The baby slowed down growing, and so it looks like about at 8 weeks old it stopped growing. That doesn't mean it died at 8 weeks. It could have just been slowly not growing for a few weeks and then just died. But that doesn't necessarily mean it died at that stage. It just means it just slowed down and then eventually died. His heart, when I call it a him because we believe it was a little boy. There's no way to know, but we think it was our little boy. But anyways, so she said, okay, I'll go ahead and get another doctor in here for a second opinion just to make sure before we talk options for the miscarriage. I didn't think I was going to go through that again after last year and everything. I thought it was going to be the perfect pregnancy, and it seemed like it was going to be fine. But anyways, so yeah, the other doctor came in there and said, yeah, there was no heartbeat. It stopped growing. There was a heartbeat, but it's gone, basically, is what she said. Anyway, she said, you can go ahead and do a D&C to go ahead and get everything out of there. And like my husband said on the way home, we couldn't imagine pulling our baby apart. Like it's some kind of abortion, some kind of child I did not want. We love our children, and I couldn't do it to it. Not that you're wrong if you do a D&C. Please don't take it like that, because I know some women have to get it done, but it just wasn't something we could do unless we had to. We would do it if we were forced to, because if something was left in there or whatnot. But we just didn't want to do it if we had the option. So anyways, so yeah, we decided to do it the natural route, but it was taking so long. The doctor finally prescribed us. She sent us home with some pain meds, and she finally prescribed us some pills to go ahead and stick vaginally to help the progression of the baby come out. Anyway, so we did that, and the baby went ahead. My sister was getting married the same day that everything started happening. And so we were all gathering to eat before the wedding and everything. And yeah, the whole time it was a nightmare because I had to run back and forth to the bathroom. And then I couldn't even go to the wedding because when I went to the bathroom, I pulled my pants down and they were covered in blood. I was changing a pad every minute. Like literally covered, clots, just like that big, like that long. And so we had to leave there and we went home, which was a very good thing because my sister took my son and we had our daughter, me and my husband, and we came home because it was so much pain. I forgot that part. I was having cramps all day, but a couple hours before all this started happening, like the major clotting and the major blood loss, I was having actual full-on labor. I was having full-on contractions that were like tightening and then releasing. It was crazy. Like it was full-on labor. But no one could tell because I just sat there and like kind of grinding my teeth, like sitting there like trying to breathe in and breathe out while everybody's chatting and talking, and it's like, ignore me, don't talk to me. But anyways, so back to it. We got home and literally 5 minutes after we walked in the door, I ran to the bathroom, took off my clothes, sat on the toilet, and just filling the toilet up with blood. But I felt some kind of pressure and something wanting to come. I could just feel my cervix. I mean, that sounds so weird, but I could feel something like the opening or the pressure or something. I'm not sure. and I stood up and I just screamed for a second because I could feel it pushing through, and then I like kind of relief, and yeah, it was the baby, and I screamed for Brad, and I just could sit there and do nothing but cry. That little baby was sitting in the toilet. That bothered me more than anything, but so that's why my husband went and got some gloves so he could get the baby out. So we got the baby out, and it was in the sack and everything, and we opened up the sack because we wanted to see our little boy. It might not have been a boy, but we think it was. Anyways, and we saw him, we have him, we're gonna bury him. And this just happened last night, so I feel like I have no tears left in me because I've been crying so much. And some of the hardest parts with all this is people just don't understand. Like, I feel like I have no one to go to. My husband completely understands that he's been helping me so much, but you get people here and there that want to help and try to help, and they do help somewhat, but then there's other people that just say the completely idiotic things, the stupidest things, and you just want to smack them. Like, it does nothing but tear you up inside. Like, whenever something like this is going on, you don't want to hear those things. You don't want to hear those stupid comments. It'd just be better to say, I'm praying for you, and I hope you get through this, or something, you know? I don't even want to talk about stupid things, but our church has been really helping us. They're bringing us dinner tonight, and they brought us flowers for the baby and stuff, and it's been a real blessing. But going through something like this, it really makes you just feel alone. And my mom died 4 years ago, and she was the one person I could always talk to, and it's so hard not having her here to talk to her about it when there's no one else besides my husband, but he's a guy, so he doesn't really understand everything, you know? I mean, he does, and he's heartbroken by it, and he's been crying, and not so much crying, he's teared up a couple times, but he just stares off. That's the kind of guy he is. He just kind of stares off and like thinking about it, and you can just see it on his face that he's really sad. But, yeah, so Lord willing, we're going to try again, but right now we just really can't even fathom the idea of it. We don't want to go through this again. We just felt like this was our baby, and I feel kind of gypped of not having this child with me anymore. I thought I was going to be pregnant for the holidays. This is right before Thanksgiving, and I mean, I was looking forward to bringing our child in 2014, and now it's not going to happen. It just breaks my heart, and so many people just don't understand what you're going through when you're going through this. And it sucks, but I don't know. The only thing I can say as an encouragement if you're going through this is, you know, if you need to rely on God, because God is really the only person that are getting me and my husband through it. It's not anybody physically. It's God helping us through it. And really, really helping us to get closer to Him. I don't know how people go through this and not have God in their life. But, yeah, so I'm due for an ultrasound to make sure everything's cleared out. In another week and a half to 2 weeks, I'm supposed to call her to make sure everything's okay and to do follow-up and just check all the levels and all that stuff. So besides that, it's just, I mean, I feel pretty good now. I'm still cramping and still bleeding, but nothing like the pain with last night. Last night was crazy. And just knowing your baby's dead is one thing, and it was so hard. I couldn't face people when we went to church, but seeing your baby is a whole nother. I don't know. But, just pray to God, and, that's what I'm doing. He's gonna get me through it. But I know I'm gonna see him in heaven one day, so that's the only thing that's giving me peace right now. The only thing that makes me happy right now. And I've been feeling very depressed about everything today. I haven't been feeling depressed about it until today. I've just been overwhelmingly depressed about it. And I'm trying to find a way to remember the baby. Like my husband was talking about buying a little charm bracelet to get the little piece for him. But we're not sure yet, so. Anyways, I just wanted to let you know my story, and hopefully it can help someone else with information or whatnot. So, I'll see you later, YouTube. Bye.